Hello lovely summer, SimsEclaire here and welcome back to my channel. For today's video we are doing another family home. I'm still taking a little bit of a break from my save file. I'm kind of just trying to do things, get my head back in order and everything, but this home was inspired by a picture I found on Pinterest. It was like this Dutch colonial home, but since we got the new pack and I've been really feeling like modern vibes and stuff like that, I wanted to kind of, modernize it. I changed the color scheme up so it was more, black and white and then like modern style brick, and I used a lot of eco lifestyle and then a lot of different like architectural features on the outside to make it look a little bit more modern versus colonial. And the funny thing about this build is I had actually initially intended to do just a straight replica of the picture, and I was gonna name it like old colonial home or colonial style home or something, and it was gonna be like a traditional colonial style farmhouse. But I decided, because we got the new pack and I'm still trying to play around with it and I've been on this modern kick, I decided I was gonna go ahead and kind of change it up a little, and I kind of reversed the house. So in the original picture the back was the front, because obviously old colonial Dutch style homes had those really long front wraparound porches, and you can kind of see I created that in the back. So I kind of took a little bit of modern architecture but also flipped the home around just to make it a little bit more different and style. And yeah, and over here you can see I'm adding a chimney. I initially wasn't going to do that because there isn't actually a fireplace in this build, but I thought that it kind of matched the style of the home. A lot of older homes have chimneys, so I thought that maybe when they redid this home and they remodeled it, they couldn't necessarily get rid of the chimney. And as you can see now, I'm adding in the brick features. So it's the brick that we got from, I want to say it's Dine Out, although it also might be City Living, I can't exactly remember, but it's kind of the whitewashed one, and it kind of looks a little old and grungy, and I thought maybe it was the original brick of the house, and they had kind of cleaned it up, but it was still a little old and not quite as pretty and normal as other brick would usually be. And then I also thought that they kind of re-sided the other sides of the house, so you can see I'm using the white kind of slate brick from Eco Lifestyle, which is more modern and sleek and clean, and it really it's really a big juxtaposition between the old grungy brick and the new white one. And then I'm also using the solar panel. I thought that maybe a part of the reason why this family wanted to do remodel their home was so that it'd be more energy efficient, because old homes like the colonial ones, they weren't built in today's time where energy efficiency and stuff like that was really important. So a lot of them are like huge industrial things. They need a lot of heat, a lot of gas to function and stuff like that. So I thought that they were probably trying to convert their home into more of like an eco thing. So they have the solar panel roofs, and they have a lot of eco-friendly appliances and stuff like that. And I'm using the Machino windows. I thought that they looked really cool. They kind of gave an industrial style feel. And I also felt like if this house had initially been in colonial times, there probably would have been a lot of open windows, open spaces that necessarily didn't look very nice, but they were necessary for, ventilation and stuff like that from the older times. So I thought that they maybe just replaced them with these new modern industrial window panes, but it was the initial spots in the house that were left open for ventilation. And then up here, I'm building a walkway. It took me a while to figure out how I wanted to do this, because I knew I wanted there to be a driveway because I just had all this empty space in the front of the house, but I wasn't entirely sure if I wanted the driveway to match the pathway I was creating, or if I wanted them to be two different types of stone, if I wanted them to be gray, if I wanted them to be white. It was this home I was kind of really not certain how I wanted to go with it, with the exterior parts of it. You can see me here kind of redesigning it, because as I started building it I was like, maybe I want there to be path stones and stuff like that, gravel, something a little bit more traditional to tie in how the home used to look. And then I decided I didn't like how this looked at all, so I do end up deleting it and then just doing terrain paint with the garden path stones from the debug menu. So you'll see me pull those out now, and it's a super easy thing. Sometimes I place them in different patterns and make them into different styles and stuff, use the different types, but this time I just straight went through with the squares and placed them on the different squares that we have on the grid, just to make it easier on myself. But I also thought that it made it look more modern, so it looked more like how the house was styled now. And I'm redoing the gravel because it didn't quite match the pattern with how I created it, so I'm just redoing it a little bit just to make it work. And over here I'm adding some more windows, and then I'm gonna start, I thought I started landscaping pretty soon, but maybe I'm just adding some exterior lights. But I did add a couple more windows, and there's actually one side of the house that doesn't end up having any windows on it. It's this side right here. That little white, like, jutting out piece ends up with, like, one window on it, and I didn't realize that when I was decorating the house, but it's because that's where I placed the stairs, so there wasn't any room for the window, so it looks a little weird when the house is finished, but I think it's okay, because obviously not all homes have windows on every single side of the house. But back here, we're just creating the little back patio area. I raised up the house a little bit because I wanted there to be a staircase. And then we are moving on to furnishing the house. So I did cut out the design of the backyard because you'll see it when I end up furnishing. And this video was about 30 minutes long before I started doing this. So I wanted to make sure it wasn't too long for you guys. But right now we are working on the front patio. It's a very simple space. I'm using some planters, some plants, some rugs and stuff like that. And then in here on the front, we are using this new hallway table from the new Dream Home Decorator pack. And I'm using this kind of like cool toned, darker wood colors because it matched the flooring that I chose. And I chose this floor because when I was looking at the Pinterest pictures for the home I was inspired with, they did have some of the interior, and it looked like this was the same color as that wood in there, so I wanted to kind of play off of that. Maybe this was the original flooring of the house and they just had it, refurbished and like cleaned and stuff to make sure it was still nice and shiny and able to be used. And then over here is going to be a little bit of a reading nook. I can't quite remember if I actually get any chairs here, but I do end up placing a bookshelf. I used the tiny living one because it was the only one that fit in this space. And then I think I add just a couple of wall decorations. But I think I was concerned that if I put like an actual chair here, it was going to end up messing with the functionality of the bookcase, like you wouldn't be able to get there, so I think I just leave it blank. And then in here is the downstairs bathroom. It is a full bath, so there is, at least I think it is. If I remember correctly, this is a full bath. And I'm using the new Dream Home Decorator stuff, the sink and the mirror. And I actually really like this combination because it's the same wood tone as what I'm using in the other, like the rest of the house, but it has this white sink basin. So I was using the white mirror and the white toilet and everything like that. And then I'm using black wood as well to match the windows. And I think it kind of just looks really nice together. And as we can see, I was mistaken at first. That is not a full bath, it is a half bath. But down here we also have the laundry room. And I wanted to create a laundry room because I had enough space for it, and I haven't been doing laundry rooms recently, but we got a couple of new, like shelving units and stuff, so I thought I would end up using those to create like a modular style laundry room, but I end up not using them at all. I just use these counters, which I also used in the kitchen and the rest of the bathrooms as well, and then also merging it with some eco lifestyle shelves because I just couldn't get it to the modular system to work the way that I wanted it to. And then as you can see right here, I was trying to hang stuff from those hooks, and sometimes it works, but it has to be the right object. I really wish we had the ability to hang things from hooks like that when they give it to us in the game on shelves. I think that would just be a little bit more realistic, but I did end up adding like the coat hanger over here from Seasons, just to give it a little bit more of a cozy feel. And then over here by the windows was initially going to be the living room, but I thought it'd be super cool to have like these big open windows right by the dining room table, so your Sims could sit and eat, and it's also like a great opportunity for screenshots because the way the sun comes in from the windows. I thought that this would just be a really nice spot. I also put an overhanging light over it so that way it had a little bit more of like a centerpiece, and then I also placed some of the Debug Parenthood what are they called, placemats on the table as well. And then I'm using a couple of wall lights from Seasons just to match the chairs that I picked. And then over here I am going to be creating a sectional sofa. As you can see, it is facing the one wall that leads into the kitchen. I do end up deleting that door so that way the family can have a little bit of like a family movie space with this new couch. So I do delete that so that way the family has like a TV area and they have a proper living room, not something that just faces into their kitchen. And I do end up using the modular system for this living area for the TV. I'm not as good with the modular system yet as I think I would like to be, because I haven't really played around with it a lot. I've mostly just been doing basic things. I think I might try and do a couple of shorts, especially for the week that I'm away, and just kind of play around, you know, work some things out. Maybe try it with new things. I know that the desks that we got snap into a lot of the modular pieces, and so do a lot of the beds, so I'm wondering if maybe I can create like bed units or desk units or stuff like that to just kind of, you know, get me more used to using the modular system. And then over here I am going to be placing an eco lifestyle shelf, and I finally, so after the update and after I got this new pack, I hadn't re-enabled my custom content because I just kept forgetting to do it. So I've been doing all of my builds without my red shelf, but I finally put it back in my game, so I was properly able to, you know, fully do this shelf, fully furnish this shelf over here and decorate it the way that I usually would, because I had my little red shelf to be able to help me out with that. And I'm also going to add a little bit of an ottoman over here just for a quick seating area in case your Sims wants to read or they're entertaining and they have a couple of extra guests that need chairs and stuff. And then over here we are in the kitchen. I am using one of the new kitchen counters that we got from the Dream Home Decorator pack. I chose this color swatch because I hadn't realized that there was like a plain true dark brown and white swatch, but I saw someone use it on Instagram. I saw some nice lovely pictures. I can't remember who it was, but it was of this beautiful kitchen and they were using this swatch, and I was like, oh, that's gorgeous, why haven't I used that swatch yet? And since I was using this wood tone in the rest of the home, I thought that it would be, you know, nice if I ended up using that one here, kind of tie into the rest of the house. And then we're also adding an island. I don't really put anything functional on the island. I considered replacing the sink and like putting it on the island and making it more of a focal point, but I do clutter up the counters a little bit, so I decided to leave the island clear so that way your Sims definitely had a place where they could sit and cook and there would be no issues with functionality of this kitchen. And then I'm going through right now trying to find the different clutter items to place around. I didn't want to do too much because the new shelves that we got have like cookbooks and stuff on them, and I find it I don't know, I like the shelves, I do, but as you can see I have two of like the normal shelves placed next to each other and they have the exact same clutter on them, so it really does look like I just like copy and pasted the cabinets. And with normal cabinets that doesn't really bother me all that much because you can't see inside of them, but the fact that they have the exact same books leaning the exact same way with the exact same decor items sitting next to them, it is a little bothersome for me. But over here I am placing some pet bowls. Now I don't place anything else pet related into this home, so if you do decide to have a cat, you'll have to add a litter box or a cat tree, and if you decide to have a dog, you'll have to add like a dog bed and some toys and stuff. I did that on purpose because I feel like every time I put animals in a build, it's like forcing you guys to put whatever animal I decide to go in there, which is usually dogs because I prefer dogs, but I wanted to be able to give you guys like free reign. And there's also this like free corner over here, so this could be a really nice place for the litter box or for the cat tree if you decided to have a cat or anything like that, more dog toys and everything. So right now I'm just decorating it very basically, but it could easily be transformed into whatever you wanted. Or you could put like a less formal dining area in here, like a smaller one, because this home does only sleep 4 Sims, so you don't technically need the really big dining table out there. You could just do a 4-seater in the kitchen. And then in here is the main bedroom, so I did think that the parents would be sleeping in here. I initially was going to use one of the new Dream Home Decorator beds or a Seasons bed, but I did decide to go back to the Eco Lifestyle one. I liked the really warm toned woods, and I liked the teal color on the pillows and everything. I thought that it looked really nice with the style of home that I was using and the wall colors that I was using. And I do very simple decorations for this room. I added a couple more windows because I wasn't quite sure what to put behind the bed. And then I'm also going to use some hanging lights. I have had issues in the past with these lights blocking Sims from getting into the bed. Now, I think that's been fixed because I did this in one other home, and when I play tested it, it was okay. But if I remember to upload this to the gallery, which I have been forgetting to upload my builds, and it doesn't work, let me know and I'll re-upload it fixed or whatever. But so I'm not 100% sure about that. But over here, I'm doing another custom closet area, and I don't like how high the Dream Home Decorator mirrors sit on the wall. It's really not that great in terms of the low-lying furniture that they gave us with the pack, so I decided to use this Parenthood mirror. And then I do create a little seating area. It's just one chair and a lamp. I do end up moving the closet thing over a little bit just so I can fit a lamp over here and make it a little bit more cozy looking and decorative. And then the parents, this room does have an ensuite bathroom. We're about to start decorating that after I just finished decorating things real quick, and it's quite simple. I thought about adding in a bathtub instead of a shower, like doing a bathtub shower combo, so that way maybe, or just doing a bathtub instead of a shower, so that way I could use the new bathtubs and everything. But I decided a shower would be it's a little bit more easier to do with gameplay because it's faster, but it's also a little bit more practical in terms of like family living, especially since they don't have a toddler. They don't need a bathtub, but however, if you do end up putting a dog in this build, you will obviously need a bathtub. And then over here, or upstairs I should say, is the first kid's bedroom. I did picture this being for a younger child, not super young. I was thinking like preteen. They still have a desk, so they still do their homework and they're still in school, but I do give them a couple more toys than I give the other small person bedroom. Wow, small person bedroom. And then I also give them just a couple more clutter items. I did give them makeup. I thought maybe they watched their older sibling play with makeup, so they were like interested in learning how to do it and stuff like that, even though they were the younger sibling. And then over here is just their desk area. It's very simple. I didn't really think about their personality all that much. I didn't think maybe they had quite developed one yet. You know, they were still in the stage of trying to figure themselves out. They knew that they really liked the color pink, which was based off of my love for this bed from the new Dream Home Decorator pack. I really liked how it looked in this room with this wallpaper, and then it all kind of just came together from there. But as you can see, I am adding a couple more toys. But in here, I thought that this bedroom would be more for a teenager, so I gave them a laptop, and it's a little bit more warmer. It has warmer wood tones. It has the new wallpaper from the Dream Home Decorator pack, which is this like triangle geometric shaped thing, and it has a lot of yellows and like beige hues and stuff. And I give them a violin and a guitar. I figured maybe they were really into music. They have, you know, CDs on their desk. They have this pop art picture. Over here by their dresser area, I just got a couple of decorations, you know, some of my favorite skateboards from the Parenthood pack. And I'm not quite sure what I place on their dresser, now that I think about it. I think I just do another makeup tray and then, you know, some different clutter items from Parenthood. And then over here, I place a bookshelf, I believe. Yeah, it's a bookshelf and like a reading nook, just so that, you know, in case they had friends over and they wanted to sit in their room and just chat. They had a couple of chairs and some decorations and stuff to do that. And then upstairs, this is the bathroom that the kids are going to share, and I didn't make it overly kid-like because, like I said, I thought that they were both a little bit older, so they didn't necessarily need, you know, funky mirrors and decorative toy-looking sinks and stuff like that. And then in here is the parents' office. So I did think that one of the parents was a writer and one of the parents was an interior decorator. So they have this little reading section over here. I thought one of the parents, you know, they would come up here and read or work on their books or something like that. They had a really nice computer and they have their own little desk area. And I thought that they probably shared the desk with their spouse. So there was, you know, some stuff, different tools and stuff for someone to, you know, draw design plans. There's a book for someone to write their stories in. And then over here is the design board that we got from Dream Home Decorator. And then I am adding a couple more lights just so that the room isn't so dark, because the room looked really dark for some unknown reason. And then out here we are doing just a simple outdoor area. You can kind of see I decorated the patio. It's a little raised up. I do end up placing some hedges right along the edge there, so you know your Sims can't fall off, even though they technically can't do that anyway. And there's a little bit of a barbecue area and like a table for the family to sit out if they are having like a nice weather day and they want to sit and eat outside. And then there's, you know, a little couch for them to enjoy as well. I thought maybe the parents could sit out here and watch the kids, because I do place a swing set over here in this little grass patch, so I thought that maybe the kids really enjoyed hanging out outside and swinging on the swing set. But besides that, that is it for this build, so I hope you all enjoyed this one. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all next time. Bye! Thank you.